Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at, essentially we're going to be taking a look at the performance, I guess, of Gohan and Android 16. But, I've done a couple of these videos now where essentially I'm looking at combinations of units, whether they're good, whether they're bad, what elevates them, what more do they need. Now, Android 16 and Gohan. Obviously, Gohan, when his EZA came out, I think definitely, firstly, I thought a lot of people thought it would age a little bit better. I think it's still a fantastic EZA, but definitely I'm using this specific event to show an example. When events come really hard out the gate, even with his guard, Gohan can be caught a little bit lacking. Now, Android 16, the newly EZA'd one, could potentially, or is potentially, a great solution to that situation. There's a couple of reasons why. So firstly, obviously Android 16 wants to be on rotation with Gohan. That's apparent. His passive, everything about him, it's all locked. Not locked, but it's all based on Gohan. Does he have a Gohan? Is there a Gohan in rotation? Was there a Gohan that he's next to? It boosts the rest of the allies tremendously. Gives a huge defense and attack boost, 58%, very massive, which I think is obviously quite a nice sizable boost even by today's standards. And he gives ki. So it solves a lot of issues. Gohan does not have a lot of defensive links, so Gohan getting a lot of defense from a support is helpful to Gohan. Android 16, while being paired up with that, himself gains 160% defense, which elevates his defense to being pretty good. Couple that with his guard and his damage reduction, and after a couple of hits, he can take a lot of damage. He becomes a very good first slot tank. His support helps to enable Gohan to start out at a much higher level. With that being said though, I still think Gohan starts out a little bit too low, specifically for one or two events. Now, Gohan in general is great, especially with the advent of Blue Zone, the 9th anniversary content. Gohan's going to get a second lease on life. Gohan, does kind of everything you want from a unit for those long-form events. Stacking defense, he builds up his attack and defense every turn. He also lowers attack on his 12 and 18 gi. So Gohan 100% is, I don't want to base a unit entirely on the Zamasu event. I'm using the Zamasu event to showcase that Gohan can still struggle. But I think with Android 16, you're starting to see Gohan still be elevated. For example, getting his transformation now is super duper simple, because with Android 16, you don't have to wait till the 5th turn. You're going to see that come into benefit in these clips here. We're able to transform Gohan nice and early, which is fantastic. Get his high volume damage out. With Android 16 as well, he's getting very good support. He's getting a very good first slot tank. So if you can just keep your health above 58%, Gohan is able to build up in that second slot a little bit more, and Android 16 is able to take the brunt force of the damage. What they actually need more than anything else is a 200% Android Cell Saga lead. So at this point in time, we have a couple of Android Cell Saga leads, as a category. We have quite a few leads actually. We have Trunks, we have Gohan, we have Trunks, 2 Trunkses, we have Android, Cell First Form. Now the thing is, so Trunks is technically a 200% lead for Gohan. The problem is he's not a 200% lead for Android 16, and I think ideally, hopefully this year, if we can get a 200% lead for Android Cell Saga, like just a flat 200% lead, much like we have Gohan, future Gohan for the future team, and Trunks for the Time Travelers team. If we can just get a 200% flat lead for that category, I think we're going to see this duo become super duper popular, because that will push Gohan at a rainbow level to having, I think, like 240k start of turn defense, depending on what equips and things you've given him. That will mean Android 16 will start at a much higher rate of defense as well. And I think ultimately at the end of the day, it will play into your hands. It also will give the team a lot of health, which will allow you to kind of handle that 58% health requirement a lot more. So for me, this duo is just waiting on a lead. I think they're an exceptionally fun duo. Being able to use Gohan's transformation and have accessibility to his transformation is, for me, so much fun. And I think having an Android 16 that finally really just is there to elevate Gohan, to bring this moment from the anime kind of into its fall, I think is fantastic. Obviously, Gohan, you want him to stack a bit more. You need him to stack a little bit more. You don't want to pull the trigger too early on the transformation, of course. But with that being said, Gohan is an exceptional unit. And I think now, with the ability to get his transformation a bit earlier, and we could just have a 200% Cell Saga lead, it would be great. Because also the team is taking a little bit too much chip damage from units like INT Cell and things like that on certain events. So if we can just get that, I think the team will look really good. You've got lots of great tools that now work around these units. You've got Transforming Vegeta, you've got Trunks, Super Trunks, you've got Super Vegeta ZZA was great. So you've got tons of awesome units. It's just that they need maybe a lead now to elevate them. But this duo, tons of fun, super awesome, and for me personally, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But that's it from me. Bye.